Hi everyone, it's me Sam from our YouTube channel, and today I'm gonna be I'm gonna be reviewing some of the most important things that I thought. And here's something for Animal Apocalypse. The first thing I would want to review is what I use for dechlorinating my water and conditioning my water. I use this. This stuff works very good in cases where I need to possibly get rid of chlorine out of water for either my hermit crabs, my tortoise, or to put in fish tanks to take the chlorine out of the water if it's not already what's the word, distilled, where it sits for 24 hours and is left alone without humidity or it's opened. So if you don't leave water for 24 hours and you just need to do a quick water change, do this, or make a big gallon, or this is one drop, or like 2 drops per gallon. What I suggest is just getting a gallon jug and putting water in there and just letting it sit overnight, and then you could do that every time it is almost halfway empty. Just do that. So this is what I use. It's called Tetra Aquasave Dechlorinates and Conditions. It's about maybe $2 or $3 for one, and it lasts probably about a year, and I'm not even halfway empty. And if not more than if it's not a year, then it's even more. It's 2 drops per gallon, and a gallon would last probably for a month, if not maybe a little bit less. So this is great. The next thing I want to review is my fish's favorite food. It's empty because I used the top for something else. It's called Aquaon Beta Food. It's daily nutrition for all betas, and it's color enhancing. This is what it looks like. It's really only like $1.29 for one, and if you'd like, you could go on Amazon and subscribe to it, and then every month you get a bottle, and if you pay $10, you get actually eight bottles with the $10, which is really good, because if you do, it'd be $16, but you only pay $10 plus shipping. It's great. So this is what I use for my beta, and I also use for my hermit crabs as dry food, but usually I use flakes, like goldfish flakes or other things like that. So I suggest this for your beta because it doesn't bloat them, and it also lasts a long time, and you really don't need it every month. Usually you really only need it every almost maybe 4 months if you give them like this much, right here each time. And then next thing I want to talk about is what I use, what I'd want to use if I had a saltwater tank, which I do not. But for hermit crabs, they need saltwater bowls for them to, because they're saltwater creatures, so they need salt water to be able to, for their gills and to give them life. That's what they need. So I use Instant Ocean by Instant Ocean, and it's expensive. It's $8 for one of these, and it makes about 4 gallons altogether, or 10 gallons if you're doing it without hermit crabs, like in a tank. So I really suggest this if you have hermit crabs over any other thing, because they have rock salt that is for tanks, but it takes a while to dissolve, and this you just stir it up. It might sell to the bottom, but usually it works great, and I use it in a bottle this big, and it works great, and it lasts probably about a couple months. I use about a quart, maybe a week, a month maybe. Next thing I want to talk about is this. It's a mister. Hermit crabs tanks need to be misted. The reason why is because their gills could burn and dry out. Also with this, if you don't give them chlorinator, their fins could burn and hurt them, which you don't need water for them to not have burns, but this also keeps their gills moist. So spray your tank every morning if you have a heat lamp, or whenever it starts to seem parched and like the sand can be picked up and just falls out of your hand. You want to be able to maybe like make a mound and maybe make sort of like a ball with it. That's when you know it's like a perfect consistency of water with it. You don't want it where it's like very dark. You want it where it evaporates, but it doesn't evaporate completely, where it's still humid. And you also want your tank to always have like a 70 to 80 percent humidity in the tank, so I suggest using this. It comes either out straight out like that or a mist. And this was only $1. I got it at the dollar store actually, a Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, 5 and below, 5.10 below. This is great and it's cheap, but it works great. My other owner on here named Amanda, she has a Mr. Lizard or something, and it's one where you actually squirt it and you hold it and it squirts by itself, and it's a lot nicer than this, but it's a little bit more expensive, maybe $5 to $10 I think. But this one, the bad thing is it sometimes leaks, or if you push it out like this, it's a recycled material, so it's very thin, so you want to be careful that you don't get anything stuck in the center, because then it messes up the squirting. And I need to get a new one soon, just because this one, you don't want to keep old water in one, because after a while it might get stagnant and you don't want to squirt old water in your tank. The next thing I want to talk about is what I use for my tortoise, which is over there, and my hermit crabs, which are over there. Now this is for my tortoise. His name's Bamboo. I have a Russian tortoise. I use this for him. Reptile basking spot lamp. It's a 100-watt, and this is really good because it has heat. It gives heat, daylight, basking, and UVA. And he needs these just like what the sun would give. They look like this, or you could get a slimmer bottle. But I don't have a slimmer bottle with me right now. But I suggest this because they're $20 for 2 light bulbs. It sounds expensive, but they could last, say, 8,000 hours, I think, or 2,000 hours. So that's not bad at all. Next thing I want to talk about is shells for purple pincher. It's a kind of hermit crab I have. I suggest these kind of shells. They're called Babylonians or Babylonians, and they're very nice shells. You want to get one with a wide opening for they could fit in, and you also want to get kinds that seem like their size what they already were in, or a little bit bigger. And these are not my only shells, but I'm not sure if it's Babylonian or not, or it could be a type, because if you look at it, it has like the same layout sort of look. But I suggest one like this, because or this kind of shell, not the same color, because the opening is nice and wide. Same thing with this one, it's nice and wide. And this one's called a Murex or Murex shell. The reason why I'd want, and these are a little dirty because they were in sand. These ones are good too because they have the wide opening, and purple pinchers need one that's wide, not a slit that's sideways, a circle sort of thing, or oval. So these are some of the things I want to review for my pets, and I'm going to be trying to do, like I said, a video probably every 3 times a week, or once a week, or every other day, depending how our schedules are, because school goes off for me in June 13th, 12th. So I have a summer job, but that doesn't start till a little bit later. So these are all the things I want to review. Overall, I want to start over instant ocean, saltwater tanks, or for your hermit crabs. Reptile basking lamps, $20. The instant ocean's only $8. These two for $20, or if you get them on Amazon for a cheaper brand, it's a little bit cheaper, like $8, but I suggest those just because they're really nice spot lamp. This one's $1, and it's very good. You can get many different colors depending on where you are. And then last but not least, the AquaSafe dechlorinator and conditioner. So, and then also the beta food, and all these cool shells. Shells come in many different colors and different shapes. You never want to get painted shells, because the paint inside the shell could actually hurt the crab, just because it's not good for them, because the ink or the lead could go through the shell and kill your crab and give them lead poisoning, or the paint is not good for anybody. Just like if you have paint on you, it's good to wash it off, or ink, because it could go in your bloodstream and give you ink poisoning, and just like us, we don't want to give that to our crab. I'll be making a bulk of videos within this weekend, just because I want to start off the channel nice and strong. If you'd like to check out my Instagram, it's fins_shells_paws155. That's my Instagram. And then my other owner, Amanda, will probably state hers tomorrow or the next day, just because her schedule and mine might not be the same with posting videos. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you want me to talk about next, and I will give you a quick tank tour what I have now. And I keep all my shelves in the front just because hermit crabs can get in that. I could see them better and they can see them better. So let me just put these back in there. And none of my hermit crabs are out right now, sadly. It'd be awesome if you could see them. But everybody else is, I think they're by the water pool or something. So here are all my shells. There's their food. There's their water. Their little pool over there. There's all that. And there's my tank. And here's my tortoise tank. Right now he's actually sleeping in there, I think. Yep. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below what I should do next, and have an awesome day. Bye!